To make sure our art has the desired impact, we need to go beyond creating something that looks or feels impressive. We need to ask, does it work? This means looking at both its aesthetic power and its political impact. The art itself can be creative and cutting edge, but the real question is whether it helps drive social change. Is it moving people? Is it transforming the world? Many people may focus so much on creating the cool piece that they overlook how it fits into a broader strategy. It's important to remember that the piece itself is just a tactic within a larger campaign. This is why it's crucial to work backward from our goal. Before we even start creating, we should first define what we want to accomplish. This way, the art becomes a means toward a well thought out strategy rather than an end in itself. Creating something that changes your community, society, or the world is not a small task, so we need to focus our efforts in the most effective way. One way to do this is by thinking about change on three levels: individual, policy, and advocacy. Each level plays a different role in making an impact, and choosing the right approach can make a difference. The first level is about influencing individual attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. This is where we encourage people to make personal choices. In the case of promoting people in taking the HPV vaccine, for example, the goal is to convince parents to vaccinate their children. And art for this can be done to have a personal appeal that would tug at the emotions of parents and caregivers, reminding them of the direct benefits of vaccinating their own children. If many parents are already aware of the importance of the HPV vaccine and are open to vaccinating their children, focusing on individual change is effective. This means encouraging parents to take specific actions, such as scheduling vaccinations for their kids. While individual change is powerful, it is not always enough to solve larger societal issues. And so we can talk about policy change for bigger change. Bigger changes often require more than individual action. It needs shifts in laws and systems. Even if many individuals want the HPV vaccine, access might be limited without supportive policies. Policies that ensure free or subsidized vaccinations in schools, for example, would make it easier for individuals to follow through on their intentions. Without these policy changes, individual efforts may not be enough. If HPV vaccine access is limited, or if there are barriers like high costs or lack of availability in schools, focusing solely on individuals won't be enough. In this case, we need to target policy change. This involves working to influence local government or health authorities to implement supportive policies. Now, advocacy change. Advocacy goes beyond individual behavior and policy. It's about reshaping the larger narrative and influencing public opinion. Advocacy helps create a cultural shift that makes policy changes possible. For instance, a short film that portrays the importance of vaccination, illustrating the potential consequences of not vaccinating in a way that hits home emotionally. This would encourage the audience to think more broadly about public health and advocate for widespread change. In a more challenging environment where there is strong resistance to vaccines due to misinformation or cultural beliefs, focusing on advocacy change is essential. Advocacy aims to shift the broader cultural conversation and public opinion. So, deciding whether to focus on individual, policy, or advocacy change depends on the issue, but combining these levels in a thoughtful strategy helps make our art for social impact truly effective. Once again, this is why research is important.